We have some news right now. Cuba has allegedly acquired more than 300 military drones and has discussed plans to use them to attack U.S. assets, including Guantanamo Bay, military vessels, and possibly even Key West. This is according to new reporting from Axios this morning that has allegedly reviewed classified intelligence from the American government. I'm sharing this information because many of you have reached out asking if Cuba is about to attack Key West. The answer is no. And personally, I'm concerned with a story like this because it's really giving Iraq war vibes, where the United States government is providing classified intelligence to reporters in an effort to sell a skeptical public on possibly going to war with Cuba. Over the past many months, the Trump blockade of oil into Cuba has successfully crippled much of Cuba's economic grid, to the point where now Cuba has run out of fuel in many respects and is now facing an energy crisis. So yes, I am skeptical, and you should be skeptical of this story and this classified intelligence. And no, Cuba isn't striking Key West tomorrow or anytime soon.
Reporting the communist island nation is buying attack drones from Russia and Iran, some 300 drones. And the communist government of Cuba recently began discussing plans to potentially use those drones to attack U.S. targets.
The drones are concerning one sourced by both Russia and Iran. Would Cuba make the fundamental mistake of attacking the United States? It would be their doom.
Something you have to take seriously. You know that they have, there's reports that Iranian, people have come to the country and are teaching them on their technology and how it succeeded in Iran.
Haven't already heard, U.S. intel has warned in the last 48 hours that Cuba has stockpiled from Russia and Iran an army of 300 drones, and they are planning to attack the United States, Florida. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the headlines, and also breaking news coming out. Castro has been indicted just a couple of hours ago today, May 20th, 2026. But let's take a look at the headlines so you can see it for yourself. Now, Cuba stockpiles drones and creates a list of American targets amid U.S. blockade and takeover threats. Report says Cuba is in the midst of a humanitarian and energy crisis after months of a de facto U.S. blockade on oil imports. Take a look. Florida Keys sheriff monitoring the situation after a report that Cuba is stockpiling drones considering a U.S. attack. Now, here is another one. Now, Cuba's president warns of a bloodbath if the U.S. takes military action. We had heard that Cuba is next on the list. Here's another one. Cuba warns of a bloodbath as U.S. imposes new sanctions amid rising tensions. And the U.S. is eyeing attack drone threat from Cuba. You can see this coming out from Axios in the past couple of days. And U.S. targets Cuban political military leaders with new sanctions. We're hearing lists are being released as tensions are rising between Cuba and the United States. And as I mentioned, coming out today, U.S. indicts Cuba's Raul Castro on murder and conspiracy charges for downing of planes back in 1996, 30 years ago. We are hearing that he is now being indicted today. Now, I'm going to get you caught up on the latest, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are we going to be going to war with Cuba here very soon? We're hearing they have amassed an army of 300 drones, planning to launch them towards Florida.